Good evening. Let us come to order and go on the record. I am Karen M. Kimmerite, a commissioner on the North Carolina Utilities Commission, and with me this evening are Chairman William M. Brawley Jr. and Commissioner Donald Vandervaart. I now call for hearing docket number G-5 sub 686 in the matter of the application of Public Service Company of North Carolina, Inc., doing business as Enbridge Gas, North Carolina, for a general increase in its rates and charges. Before we proceed further, and is required by the State Government Ethics Act, I remind members of the Commission of our duty to avoid conflicts of interest and inquire at this time as to whether any commissioner has any known conflict of interest with respect to this docket. Let the record reflect that no such conflicts were identified. On April 1, 2025, Public Service Company of North Carolina, Inc., doing business as Enbridge Gas, North Carolina, or PSNC, filed an application and testimony requesting authority to adjust and increase its rates and charges.
Excuse me, Chair Kimmerite. I just need to check with the court reporter. She can't hear you. So can we pause for a second?
Yes. Kayleen, can you hear?
So I'm gonna go check on her. Give me a few seconds to go in and check on her real quick. Ask them. Somebody speak. Come
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I've got you now.
Okay.
We're good. All right.
Okay,
One
we ready
second,
to
folks.
begin?
Hubert's got to go back to his office.
Okay.
Okay, all set.
Okay, great. To ensure that we have a complete record of this hearing, I'm going to begin again. Good evening. Let us come to order and go on the record. I am Karen M. Kimmerite, a commissioner on the North Carolina Utilities Commission. And with me this evening are Chairman William M. Brawley Jr. and Commissioner Donald Vanderbart. I now call for hearing docket number G-5 sub 686 in the matter of the application of Public Service Company of North Carolina, Inc., doing business as Enbridge Gas, North Carolina, for a general increase in its rates and charges. Before we proceed further, and as required by the State Government Ethics Act, I remind members of the Commission of our duty to avoid conflicts of interest and inquire at this time as to whether any commissioner has a known conflict of interest with respect to this docket. Let the record reflect that no such conflicts were identified. On April 1, 2025, Public Service Company of North Carolina, Inc., doing business as Enbridge Gas, North Carolina, or PSNC, filed an application and testimony requesting authority to adjust and increase its rates and charges for natural gas service in North Carolina. On April 24, 2025, the Commission issued an order establishing general rate case and suspending rates. PSNC's last general rate case was filed in docket number G5 sub 632 in 2021, requesting approval for an increase in rates effective November 1, 2021. As part of the transaction approved in docket number G5 sub 667, PSNC indicated its plans to file a general rate case in 2025, as reflected in the agreement and stipulation of settlement approved by the Commission's order. In this proceeding, PSNC represented that significant investments made since 2021 have rendered current rates insufficient to provide a fair and reasonable return on its investment. PSNC alleged that a general rate increase is necessary to allow continued investment in growth, safety, and reliability of its system, citing a current return of 5.06% compared to the authorized return of 9.6%. PSNC's application includes requests for the following. Number one, approval of an increase in revenue of $84,943,631 and a return on equity of 10.6%. Number two, continuation of the Integrity Management Tracker Rider, or Rider E, to recover capital expenses related to transmission and distribution integrity management programs. Number three, authority to implement Rider H, which is the Pipeline Integrity Management Expenses Tracker, to recover deferred operations and maintenance expenses. Number four, authority to implement a proposed Major Projects Cost Recovery Rider, or MPR, to recover incremental costs associated with the M71 pipeline, the Mariah Liquefied Natural Gas Facility, and the non-integrity management tracker rate base portion of the T15 pipeline. Number five, authority to defer and amortize extraordinary non-recurring costs associated with Hurricane Helene over a 1-year period. Number six, authority to implement a customer assistance program to provide eligible low-income customers with monthly bill credits during the winter months. Number seven, authority to implement a rider addressing liabilities from excess deferred income taxes, or EDIT, associated with state corporate income tax reductions, and to update previously approved EDIT heeded regulatory liabilities due to an inadvertent miscalculation. And number 8, approval to update and revise certain tariff provisions, particularly administrative in nature, without increasing basic facilities charges or miscellaneous fees. PSNC proposed that the new rates become effective on May 1, 2025, but assuming the Commission suspends the proposed rates and sets the matter for hearing, requests that the new rates become effective on November 1, 2025. On April 24, 2025, the Commission issued an order establishing general rate case and suspending rates. On June 19, 2025, and June 26, 2025, the Commission issued orders scheduling hearings, establishing procedural and filing requirements, and requiring public notice. The scheduling orders scheduled one public witness hearing to be held remotely by way of WebEx, which is the hearing that is occurring now, as well as 4 more in-person public witness hearings. The scheduling order also scheduled an expert witness hearing to begin on Tuesday, September 23, 2025. The public staff, which represents the using and consuming public, has been made a party to this proceeding in accordance with North Carolina General Statute, Section 62-15D. The public staff represents you, the using and consuming public. The public staff is in the process of conducting an independent investigation of the application and will file its testimony, setting forth its recommendations to the Commission on August 25, 2025. In addition, the Carolina Utility Customers Association, Inc., and the Attorney General's Office have petitioned to and been allowed to intervene in this proceeding. That brings us to tonight. The purpose of tonight's hearing is to hear from PSNC's customers regarding any concerns that they might have with the pending application. We appreciate you being here to voice your views on this matter. We welcome your testimony and we want to hear from you. In order to facilitate this remote hearing and to provide a full and fair opportunity for all speakers to participate, we will use the following procedures. First, in conducting this hearing, the Commission functions in a judicial capacity. As we are required by North Carolina law, we largely follow the North Carolina Rules of Civil Procedure and Rules of Evidence. Because the Commission functions as a court, we cannot respond to your questions. Rather, we are here to receive testimony from you in the form of your testimony. In addition, for these reasons, if you choose to testify tonight, you will be asked to affirm the truthfulness of your testimony. Second, public witnesses will appear by audio connection only. Commissioners and attorneys will appear by video and audio connection. Any public witness that wishes to view a live video of the proceeding may access it on a computer via YouTube, which is linked from the Commission's home webpage. Third, public witnesses will be called on to testify in the order in which witnesses have called. When it is your turn to speak, the WebEx administrator will send you a request to unmute. You will hear the message, and the message is, when you are asked to unmute yourself, to unmute, press 6. It is important that you listen for this message. Once you unmute yourself, please state your name to signify that you are unmuted. At that time, I will ask you to provide an affirmation as to the truthfulness of your testimony. Once you have provided the affirmation, the attorney for the public staff will ask you a series of questions and ask you to state your name and address, and then you will be allowed to testify. To ensure that all witnesses have an opportunity to participate tonight, witnesses will be limited to 3 minutes to testify. I will be keeping track of the 3-minute time limit and will let you know when the 3-minute period has elapsed. Fourth, counsel for any party may ask questions of the witnesses tonight. In addition, the Commission will have the opportunity to ask questions. This means that if you provide testimony, you may be asked questions by the attorneys or by the commissioners. Fifth, testimony is being recorded by a court reporter. Therefore, to ensure the accuracy of the record, we ask that you speak slowly and audibly. Additionally, please remain on mute when you are not testifying so that the court reporter is able to hear the testifying witness. With that, we are ready to begin. Let's begin by attorneys for PSNC and the public staff introducing themselves.
Good evening, Commissioner Kimmerite. This is Mary Lynn Grigg with the law firm of McGuire Woods, appearing on behalf of Public Service Company of North Carolina, which does business as Enbridge Gas, North Carolina.
Good evening, Ms. Grigg.
Good evening. I'm Gina Holt with the public staff, and I'm appearing on behalf of the using and consuming public.
Good evening, Ms. Holt. And before we proceed with testimony from the public witnesses, are there any preliminary matters or statements that either attorney would like to make?
Yes,
Ms. Grigg.
ma'am. This is Mary Lynn Gregg again. Just wanted to let the customers know that we have representatives from the company tonight who will be available by phone after hearing to answer any questions or concerns specific to customers' accounts or service. And I will provide that number now. These customer service representatives can be reached at 1-800-545-4427. That's all. Thank you, Commissioner Kimmerite.
Thank you. And Ms. Holt, is there any preliminary matters that need to be addressed with the public staff?
Not at this time.
So if we could go ahead and unmute the first witness, please.
Paul Petro George.
Can you state your name again, please?
Paul Petro George.
Do you solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Ms. Holt, you may proceed.
Good evening, Mr. George. Please state your name again and spell it, and provide your address for the record.
Paul Petro George. PETROGEORGE. Address 400 Robb Court, ROBB, Raleigh 27615.
And are you a customer of PSNC?
I am.
Thank you. Please proceed with your statement.
I want to begin with a simple question. How are families supposed to keep up? The cost of living is rising in every direction. Groceries, insurance, electricity, and yet we face another utility increase. My gas bill in the winter is already a major expense, and under this proposal, the average residential customer would see an increase of more than 8%. And we all know that our COLA adjustments are nowhere near that. It may not sound much to a billion-dollar corporation, but it matters to individual households. Enbridge is not in financial distress. In 2024, Enbridge made over $5 billion in profit. That's net income after expenses. If they have that kind of earnings, why should families in North Carolina be asked to shoulder millions of dollars in additional revenues for them? A significant part of this rate hike is to pay for infrastructure like the Mariah LNG facility and new pipelines, but many of us see little to no direct benefit from these projects. Enbridge says that LNG is for North Carolina customers, but in reality, it's about system capacity and attracting large industrial users, not reducing the bills of homeowners like myself. Some communities near the Mariah don't even have access to natural gas, yet we're all being asked to pay for it. One thing that raises some concern is that it appears Enbridge is wanting to institute long-term surcharges to recover short-term project costs. Once a rider is put in place in these bills, it can last for years. and we can end up paying for infrastructure long after it serves its purpose. There are other options for the Commission that they should consider and stipulate. We should require Enbridge to tighten expenses before asking customers to pay more. Greg Abels, the Enbridge CEO, total compensation last year was $23 million. Enbridge is asking millions of North Carolina customers to pay for one man's salary multiple times over. The Commission can reduce their allowed profit margin from the 10.6 they've requested to something more reasonable, as you've done in other cases here in North Carolina. And we should require shareholders funded assistance programs to low-income customers rather than putting the burden on the ratepayers like myself. Helping low-income customers is important, no doubt, but the proposed cap is funded by ratepayers, not shareholders, meaning customers are paying for it, including many who are struggling that don't meet the eligibility requirements. The role of the Commission is to balance the utilities' needs with the public interest. Right now, the balance is tipped too far toward corporate profits, and I'm asking you to protect North Carolina families from another hit to our budgets and to reject or substantially reduce the rate increase. Thank you for your time this evening.
Are there any questions for the witness from PSNC?
No, ma'am.
Are there any questions for the witness from the public staff?
Just one. Mr. Petro George, have you experienced any service-related issues?
I have not.
Thank you.
Are there any questions from the commission?
No questions.
Mr. Petro George, thank you for your testimony, and you may be excused. Please call the next witness.
Kevin Strawn.
Mr. Strawn, do you solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Ms. Holt, you may proceed.
Good evening, Mr. Strawn. Please state and spell your name for the record and provide your address.
Kevin Strawn, KEVIN STRAUGHN, 1707 Delaware Avenue, Durham, North Carolina, 27705.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you for hosting this session. I appreciate the board taking into consideration the concerns that residents of North Carolina have with the proposed natural gas rate increase. As I know almost everyone in the meeting is aware, Enbridge is a multinational corporation that generated billions of dollars in profit last year. Per Enbridge CEO Greg Abel, and I quote, "2024 has been a historic year for Enbridge. We completed the previously announced $19 billion acquisition of 3 leading U.S. gas utilities, raised our dividend for the 30th consecutive year, and posted record EBITDA and DCF per share, marking the 19th straight year that we have met or exceeded our financial guidance. Enbridge's operational and financial performance throughout the year helped deliver a 37% total annual return to investors, and 2025 is off to a good start." End quote. To me, this sounds like Enbridge has had record profits for years and does not need to increase rates 12% on North Carolina natural gas customers. The proposed increase to natural gas yearly bills of approximately $100 adds further strain to NC families, including mine, already dealing with years of above-average inflation. I wanted to tell a brief story about my life and finances to illustrate the absurdity of the proposed Enbridge rate increase. I purchased my house in 2021, knowing that at the time I would need to have significant work done on the house. During the purchase process, I negotiated with the prior owners to come to what we all considered was a fair purchase price. Once I moved into the house, I did not ask the previous owners for more money to cover the repairs I knew about before purchasing the house. When the multinational corporation Enbridge Incorporated purchased the rights to distribute natural gas in North Carolina, I believe they should have factored in the costs of repairs and other needs into the purchase price instead of leeching off consumers who have done nothing wrong. It does not seem appropriate for a company that generated 2024 General Accepted Accounting Principles GAAP earnings of $5.1 billion Canadian in profit, which were distributed to shareholders of the company, to ask North Carolina families and natural gas customers to continue funding corporate profits. Can you imagine what my employer would say to me if I asked for a 12% raise? I hope the Commission takes the concerns of North Carolina families into consideration and leaves the current natural gas rates at the current level to protect North Carolina families from unnecessary corporate profits and further inflationary pressures. Thank you.
Ms. Gregg, are there any questions from PSNC?
No questions.
Are there any questions for the witness from the public staff?
Yes, one. Mr. Strawn, have you experienced any service-related problems?
No service-related issues.
Thank you.
Are there any questions from the commission?
No questions.
Mr. Strawn, thank you for your testimony. We appreciate you being here and you may be excused. Please unmute the next witness.
Bruce Engelhardt.
Mr. Engelhardt, do you solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Ms. Holt, you may proceed.
Good
I want
evening,
to take
Mr.
this.
Engelhardt. Could you state your name again and spell it for the record?
Sure. Bruce Engelhardt, Engelhardt.
And what is your address?
1956 Dunfield Drive, Fuquay, Varina, North Carolina, 27526.
Thank you. You may proceed.
I want to take this opportunity to thank the North Carolina Utilities Commission for allowing me to speak tonight about this proposed natural gas rate increase being requested by Enbridge Gas. Enbridge Gas only recently acquired ownership in September 2024 from Dominion Energy, and in less than 1 year of ownership is now requesting a 12.37% rate increase for residential customers. This increase needs to be tabled this time for the following reasons. Natural gas prices in my area, based on an overall North Carolina data, averaged $19.96 per thousand cubic feet as of November 2024. This average was approximately 33.7% more than U.S. average rate of $14.93 per thousand cubic feet for residential customers, as shown in most recent month data, making North Carolina natural gas costs one of the highest in the nation. Year over year, the average residential natural gas costs for my area increased 31.58% from $15.17 per thousand cubic feet in November 2023 to $19.96 per thousand cubic feet in November 2024. This proposed increase will only add to inflationary costs of goods and services as businesses hit with these higher natural gas costs will only pass these costs on to consumers who are already struggling with the high costs of living. Enbridge Gas only recently, in the past few months, started servicing customers and admits they are profitable, but not profitable enough for the investors who are demanding higher profits. Where do these increased profits come from? Well, it will come from the backs of middle and lower middle class consumers already struggling. Another point is the rate of inflation is currently 2.7%. Enbridge Gas request for a 12.37% increase is over 10% above the current rate of inflation. Considering the average customer's salary will only increase by 3%, this small increase, as well as the current rate of inflation being only 2.7%, makes this increase appear to be a little extreme. For these reasons I've outlined, the rate increase being requested by Enbridge Gas needs to be placed on hold until the natural gas rate becomes more in line with the national average. This request is also more in line with the current rate of inflation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Are there any questions from PSNC?
No, thank you.
Okay. Are there any questions from the public staff?
No questions.
Are there any questions from the commission?
No questions.
So Engelhardt, thank you for your testimony and you may be excused.
Thank
Please
you.
please unmute the next witness.
Paula, are you there?
Who's that? Hello?
Can you state your, could you state your name, please? So we'll know you're here.
This type of name. What? You didn't even hear.
Can you state your name, please? Hello, are you on the line? Why don't we unmute the next witness and then we can attempt for this witness at the end.
Okay, I'll mute this witness and we'll try to come back.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Anthony Marciano. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Do you solemnly
Yes.
affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Ms. Holt, you may proceed.
Good evening,
rev-
Mr. Marciano.
Yes.
Please state and spell your name for the record.
My name is Anthony Marciano, Roman numeral 2, ANTHONY, MARCIANO, followed by Roman numeral 2.
Thank you. And what is your address?
2027 Stony, STONEY, Creek, CREEK, Drive Northwest, Concord, NC, 28027.
Thank you. Please proceed to make your statement.
I reviewed the inflation rates according to the Consumer Price Index. In 2020, they were 1.2%. 2021, they were 4.7%. 2022, they were 8.0%. 2023, they were 4.1%. 2024, they were 2.9%. If you average out the last 5 years of inflation, it equals 4.18%. If you look at the mode, which is the most frequent percentage increase in the consumer price index, it was 4.4%. Yet the request from Enbridge is requesting 8.66%. I would just ask that the commission consider aligning their request more with the consumer price index average inflation of 4.18%. That's
Ms.
all I
Gregg?
have.
No questions.
Are there any questions from the public staff?
No questions.
Are there any questions from the commission?
No questions.
Mr. Marciano, thank you for your testimony. We appreciate you being here and you may be excused.
Thank you.
Please unmute the next witness.
Paula, are you there?
Has a witness been unmuted?
Yes, Commissioner Kimmerite. Not sure why he's not coming on. I'll try to send the request again. I'll try to come back to him next. We'll move to the next one. Caller, are you there?
This is Tom Bolton.
Mr. Bolton, do you solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Ms. Holt, you may proceed.
I'm
Good
Tom
evening,
Bolton.
Mr. Bolton. Tom Bolton.
Hello.
Okay, please state and spell your name for the record.
Yes, Tom Bolton. First name is T-O-M. Last name is B-O-L-T-O-N. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina at 6009 Tinter Banks Square. The zip code is 27609.
Thank you. Please proceed with your statement.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I am a retired North Carolina public school teacher. Over a 35-year teaching career, I dedicated myself to educating our state's children, many of whom came from families just like mine, working hard to make ends meet on modest income. Today, I live on a fixed pension that has grown by about a total of 3% in the past 17 years. This year, as in most years, it has not increased at all. During those same 17 years, the cost of living has risen dramatically. Inflation has eroded the buying power of my pension by roughly 50%, yet my state pension amount has barely budged. I've learned to trim every corner of my budget, driving my old 2013 car, clipping coupons, delaying all travel to stretch what little I have, while occasionally even working a part-time job in retirement. Now, PSNC, doing business as Enbridge, proposes to raise residential gas rates by a total 12 and 37/100%. For me, that translates to an extra about $200 per year, money that I simply don't have. This increase will force more retirees, single-parent families, and low-income households across North Carolina into impossible choices, whether to warm the house in winter or put food on their table, heat the water for a shower, or refill a prescription. I understand that utilities need to maintain infrastructure, but it sounds like PSNC, Enbridge, has been recording a record profit for several years. So I'm asking that you deny or substantially reduce this proposed rate increase. 2, require Enbridge to phase in any additional adjustments over multiple years. And 3, insist on more stringent cost containment and efficiency measures before passing on these expenses to consumers and customers. Our public utilities serve communities, not their stockholders. They exist to keep our families safe, warm, and healthy, especially those of us who devoted our lives to public service. Approving this 12 and 37/100% jump in residential gas rates would put many of your neighbors in dire straits. Thank you for considering the real-world impact on retired teachers and seniors and struggling families. I hope you will act with compassion and fiscal restraint, ensuring that energy remains an accessible necessity for all of us North Carolinians. Thank you.
Mr. Bolton, thank you for your testimony. Are there any questions from PSNC?
No, ma'am.
Are there any questions from the public staff?
No questions.
Are there any questions from the commission? Mr. Bolton, again,
question.
thank you for your testimony, and you may be excused. Please
Thank you.
unmute the next witness.
Commissioner Kimmerite, this is our last caller. I've unmuted them. I'm going to see, this is one that we tried to unmute earlier. So I'm going to try to see if we can get them on the line.
Thank you. Can you state your name so that we know that you're on the, in the hearing? We are not able to hear you, so can you state your name, please?
Oh, I'm not sure if you calling. I'm waiting. My name is Julia Dunstan.
Ms. Dunstan, thank you
Yes,
for
ma'am.
stating your name. Do you solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am. Nothing but the truth.
Ms. Holt, you may proceed.
Okay.
Good evening, Ms.
Well,
Dunstan. Please state and spell your name for the record.
my name is Julia, Julia. And my last name is Dunston, Dunston.
Thank you. And what is your address, Ms. Dunstan?
It's 518 North Academy, Academy Street, Cary, Cary, North Carolina.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you
You need
very
the zip?
much.
Okay.
No, ma'am. You can make your statement now.
Okay. Well, I'm reaching out for natural gas, asking for more money, and for 2024 it was less than it is now, which I know everything is going up. And in 1 year they want to increase natural gas, and I'm on a fixed income, struggling. I just retired about a year and 6 months ago for my full-time job, and I'm just in a middle class, struggling for the rates. This keep increasing, which everything is going up, and I just feel like that it should not be a big increase like that. And also with Enbridge, I am got other plans with them as well, which I've been with the plans. I had the plans for many years, and that is increasing as well. And I just feel like that if something can be done not to increase the rate just like that so high, and because everybody's struggling, everybody's asking for money, 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 money. And I have, like I said, the plans with them. I have the heating and cooling and the home plumbing and the repair and the gas line. I have all those plans in through my gas bill. And I really thank you all for listening and listening out for my hearing. And I thank you all so much. And I just keep trying to keep going. And I thank you all so much again.
No questions for Ms. Dunstan.
Questions from the public staff? Ms.
Ms.
Holt, we can't hear you.
Dunstan. Oh, can you hear me? Ms. Dunstan, you mentioned that you had more services with Enbridge Gas.
Yes, ma'am. I had these service, when I was the other the company, Dominic. I had the service with
Dominion.
them too. Dominion. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Dominion. And I got the heating and cooling. I got the home plumbing. I got home plumbing repair, the gas line, the water service line, the external sewer septic line. I have all of that
Okay.
in my plan with my gas bill.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're
Are there any
welcome.
questions? Are there any questions from the commission?
No question.
Okay. Ms. Dunstan, thank you for being here. We appreciate your testimony. And there's no more questions for you, so you may be excused.
Okay, then. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you. Mr.
You're
Hardy, are there
welcome.
any additional witnesses who are waiting to testify?
No, ma'am. That was the last witness.
Okay, thank you. So I want to thank all the witnesses for taking the time to testify. We appreciate you being here. And with that, we are adjourned.
Thank you, Commissioner Kimmerait.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening,
We'll go off
everybody.
the record.
Good night.